The history of the Dior fashion house is the story of a revolution made with the help of talent, a sense of beauty and faith in femininity. This revolution began in 1947 and forever changed the idea of what fashion could be like after the war. Christian Dior was born in 1905 in the Norman town of Granville, into a wealthy family. His father was the owner of a successful fertilizer company, and the family hoped that Christian would follow in his father's footsteps. But the young Dior was interested in art, architecture, and fashion from an early age. He dreamed of becoming a gallery owner and even opened a small art gallery where artists such as Picasso and Dali exhibited. However, in the 1930s, the family went bankrupt, the gallery closed, and Dior was forced to earn a living by drawing fashion illustrations for magazines. His talent was soon noticed, and he began working as a designer for various fashion houses, including Robert Piguet. During World War II, Dior worked for fashion designer Lucien Lelong, dressing the wives of Nazi officers and French collaborators, not for ideological reasons, but to survive and preserve the craft. But everything changed in 1946 when entrepreneur Marcel Boussac, the owner of a textile empire, invited Dior to open his own fashion house. And already in February 1947, Christian Dior presented its first collection called New Look, and it became a real sensation. After the dark, limited years of war, women wanted to feel beautiful again. Dior offered just that. Full skirts, slim waists, soft shoulders, an emphasis on breasts and hips, an image celebrating femininity, luxury, and romance. Harper's Bazaar magazine immediately called it a new look, and the name stuck. New Look became a symbol of a new era. This silhouette instantly went down in history and made Dior's name internationally famous. By the late 1940s and early 1950s, Dior had opened boutiques in London, New York, Venezuela, Canada, and Mexico. He actively developed the licensing system. Under the Dior brand, they began to produce not only clothes, but also perfumes, accessories, hats, stockings, and cosmetics. In 1947, the first Dior perfume was released, Miss Dior, dedicated to Christian's sister, Catherine, a member of the Resistance. They have become iconic, just like the clothes. By the 1950s, Dior already accounted for half of all French fashion exports, becoming a global style icon. Christian Dior died suddenly in 1957 at the height of his fame, at the age of only 52. It came as a shock to the industry, but the House of Dior continued to live, thanks to the young designer whom he himself chose as his successor, Yves Saint Laurent, who at that time was only 21 years old. Since then, the Dior house has gone through many creative eras, under the leadership of Marc Bohan, Gianfranco Ferre, John Galliano, Rafa Siemens, Maria Grazia Chiuri, and others, each of whom contributed something of their own, while maintaining the elegance, sophistication, and silhouette created by the founder. Today, Christian Dior is not just a fashion house, it is the power of tradition, courage, and an artistic approach. The brand covers all areas, from high fashion and pret-a-porter to perfumes, bags, shoes, and jewelry. His shows are performances inspired by history, architecture, nature, and the power of femininity. The House of Dior remains faithful to the philosophy of its founder. I created fashion to make women happy again,